Hey guys, before we start this episode, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry about the audio quality in this episode. I totally forgot to turn on my mic for it. It wasn't until I recorded the entire episode that I noticed that I didn't turn the mic on. So the audio quality for this episode is not going to be the greatest. I apologize, but we go on with our lives. Thank you for watching, and let's get into it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Beer Cave with your host, Audie Alvarado. Let's get into it. So today we're going to be looking at Boing IIPA. So I did a little research on this brewery and this beer before the show. Found out Lark Brewing is actually out of Waterloo, Iowa, so the northern part of Iowa, and they've actually been around since 2016. This beer in particular is a double IPA. Comes in at 8.6%. The description says, hop breeding company is leading the industry in hop research. They've developed 3 very important patent hop varieties, Mosaic, Citra, and Laurel. We've combined it all 3 to create this juice bomb. Enjoy a glass of underbittered tropical wonder. That's a mouthful. So yeah, looking at the can, it's bright pink color with some yellow lines around it, with the big name Boing right there in the front. They don't really say why it's called Boing. I don't know, it's kind of a cool name, and I really like the can. The can looks super cool. Let's get into it. Let's crack her open and see what it's like. Now, the can does say keep cold, drink fresh, but I don't have a date on this can at all, so I can't tell you exactly how old it is. Looking at the color here, we're looking at a dirty straw color, very dirty yellow. It is quite hazy. I mean, you definitely can't see through the other side. Yeah, I definitely can't see through to the other side. Pretty sure that's a song. The head is non-existent, not a lot of carbonation to it. I immediately smell orange juice, and not like fresh orange, kind of like that day-old orange juice, where if you've left orange juice out in a glass for a day and it's kind of been sitting in the sun, that's kind of the aromas I get off of it. Yeah, a little bit of dirty gym sock to it. Pineapple, so let's go in for a sip and see what it's like. Right off the bat, I get a lot of pineapple and a lot of orange juice in the flavor. That aroma really carries over into the flavor. They weren't kidding when they called it a juice bomb. Again, that carbonation is not there. It's very thick, almost oily in a way, like hop oil, kind of just very slick on the tongue. The carbonation is very non-existent. I don't know if you can see this, but their logo on their can, probably can't see that. Here, I'll pull up a picture on my phone so you guys can see it. Here's their logo. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty cool. It's got a bird around what looks to be like barley and a hop cone underneath. I think that's a robin, maybe? If that's not a robin, just put it in the comments. Or don't fact check me, I don't know. It might be, it's a robin. I'm gonna go with it. It's a robin. It's definitely a cardinal. That's for sure a cardinal. No, that's for sure. Is that a cardinal? That's a cardinal, right? Yeah, that's a cardinal. I don't know. I will say, out of anything though, I really do like this can art. I'm all about like simplicity when it comes to can art, but I think this is the perfect example of keep it simple. It's very 90s, like Rugrats, or you remember like Burger King used to have their booths, and it was just like shapes on their booths, and then they had those pillars that were like neon shapes on like a glass pillar. This is definitely 90s, early 2000s, and I really like that. It's definitely a 10 out of 10 for that can art. I will say the bitterness on this isn't as soft as I was expecting. That bitter is kind of sharp. I think that's kind of what's making up for the lack of carbonation. I am a big fan of Mosaic and Citra. Even though Mosaic tends to lean a little on the green onion side, most of the time it's done really well. I think that's where that pineapple juice, I just did it, didn't I? I just did it. I think that's where the pineapple and the orange juice are coming from. I think it's coming from the Citra hops. And I think that Mosaic is coming off a little on the green onion side for this, and I think that's kind of adding to the bitterness. Laurel I'm not too familiar with and what that brings to the table. It's mixing in there very well. It's just working really, really well together, and I think that the Mosaic is brightening it up a little bit, making up for the lack of carbonation on this beer, because no matter how much I agitate it around, yeah, it's just not doing anything for me. That being said, it's still fantastic. I would love this with some spicy Indian food, really. Give me some like coconut curry with some really good spice to it. This would be a fantastic beer for that. Or maybe like a spicy pineapple salsa on some tacos. You get a lot of that citrus sweet, a little semi-sweet to it. There is a slight sweetness to this. So you get a pineapple sweetness with that heat that kind of masks the tongue, and this would kind of wash that clean really, really nicely. When we're talking about food pairings with beer, you want something that either compares or contrasts, and you want to kind of maybe stick to the compares a little more. Talk about either washing it away or scrubbing flavors. Carbonation is something that really helps scrub flavor, especially with spicy foods. If you have a spicy tongue, that carbonation really like scrubs away that spiciness and really complements that spice and that citrus. I will say the more I drink this, the more sweet it gets. I think that the high alcohol just kind of gets more of that sweetness through. But yes, very tropical. Ooh. See that? Luckily this episode I haven't spilled any yet. Coming in at 8.6%. I'm feeling all of it, especially in a tall 16-ounce can. Feeling pretty good. Essentially, this is what this channel is you just watch me get drunk. It's basically what it is. No, more than that. It's to inform. It's to educate. It's to drink beer. Overall, that was not a bad beer. I got a lot of the alcohol towards the end. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Let's rate it. Overall, that was a really, really good beer. Lots of tropical notes to it. A lot of pineapple, orange peel. I think the orange peel bitterness is really what I got out of that. Lots of sweetness. Very bright hop oils, but not a lot of carbonation, and that's kind of where I kind of fell short with this. That carbonation, I was really grabbing for that carbonation. I wanted it to brighten up. I wanted those tropical flavors to really pop more, but that just really didn't happen. Overall, my rating on this, I'm gonna give it kind of a in between a thumbs sideways and a thumbs up, so somewhere in between there. I would have given it a thumbs up if the carbonation level was there, but it just wasn't. But overall, it wasn't a bad beer, so I'm gonna give it kind of a somewhere around there. Still a fantastic double IPA. Highly impressed by Lark. So if you've had this beer, let me know in the comments. I definitely want to hear what you thought of it. If you want to send me some beer, that would be fantastic as well. Let me know in the comments. And as always, remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well, so that you know when I upload a new video. Also, if you could hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. I mean, if you like my video, it's like liking a beer, so give me a thumbs up. This has been another episode of The Beer Cave with your host, Adi Alvarado, and until next time, cheers. Wow, I am feeling really good. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Why Am I Doing This? I'm trying to grab you guys. And guess what? It's Thursday. So I've got like 5 hours of editing to do, and it's 10 o'clock. My life. Whew. Hopefully this week's pour will go a lot better than last week's pour. Enjoy a glass of under-bittered tropical ale. Wonder. Leading in the industry. I didn't never really learn how to read. I think. So far, I think we've gone through a whole episode where I haven't done my hand gestures yet, so